How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I unlocked 2 more Season 4 Team Affinity Diamonds, and we're going to be debuting 5 of these cards in one Ranked Seasons game. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I earned this 5-pack bundle of Ballin' as a Habit packs by completing the AL Central Team Affinities. There is one of these bundles of Ballin' packs in each division, so there's quite a few cards and free players you can get. You can build your stubs back up if you did the exchanges like myself. I talked about my rankings in a couple previous videos. I included the 6 choice packs in the previous video. This is going to be number 7 and number 8 right here. We are picking Frank Thomas and Bob Feller because I think those are 2 of the better cards in that program, or at least available, that make the most sense for me and my Ranked Seasons team right now. This is a screenshot of my progress within Team Affinity Stage 4. But we're going to be debuting Walter Johnson, the 110 shutout version of Walter Johnson. Incredible card. We're going to be using Frank Thomas at first base. A lot of people said this card should be in the top 3 of my rankings. I had him at 4. I thought that was a pretty good place to put him. We're going to be using Adley Rutschman. I think this card might have a little bit more value than Frank. However, it is personal preference. Mickey Mantle is definitely making a debut. He's going to be batting in the leadoff spot. This card should play extremely well. We need to parallel him up so he has the diamond badge in center. Honus Wagner is going to be debuting at shortstop. This card should be very good. I'm not sure about the discipline. That's really the only difference between him and Jackie Robinson. We have George Brett, who is not a part of the Team Affinity Season 4 program, but he is one of the most recent bosses that's been released. We're going to be using him at third base. This is going to be the squad. I wanted to go over some of the player attributes before we hop into a game of Ranked Seasons, but we have mixed up the team quite a bit now. I picked up Nate Pearson, haven't tried him out yet. I might debut him in a couple videos from now. I really want to try Walter Johnson, Pedro Martinez, and Bob Feller, probably in that order. But let's go ahead and get right into it. This opponent does have the Bob Gibson card. 13 shutouts against 110 career shutouts. He also has Mickey Mantle and Frank Thomas, Adley Rutschman as well. So let's see how good this Walter Johnson card will actually play on Hall of Fame. This is my first game of Ranked Season, 700 rating in the DS division. And we need to establish the off-speed pitches with Walter Johnson. He's not going to be effective if we're only throwing the 4-seam fastball and the sinker. He has outlier on both of those pitches, but the X-factor pitch is probably this curveball, because I don't really like using curveballs that much in MLB The Show 21. You kind of have to use them sparingly and facing the right batters. You have to throw them below the zone. You have to kind of mix it up low and away to righties, but that pitch is very hittable. And we're trying to get the confidence up on all 4 of his pitches. That's kind of a downside to Walter Johnson. He doesn't have 5 pitches, but the speed differential is the best thing that he has going for him. And I think he's going to be pretty good because his motion is slightly different. But there in the first at-bat with Mickey Mantle, we were not able to get anything going with him. I was a little bit too aggressive. First time using that card, batting him in the leadoff spot. I've talked about that a little bit before. I don't usually like to debut players in the leadoff spot because it takes me a little bit to get used to the timing, right? I haven't played a game of Ranked Seasons in like a week. I'm not making any excuses, but as you can see, I got back-to-back base hits with my 2nd and 3-hole batters. Now we have Vladimir Guerrero coming up. I've also used these cards a little bit more. I think part of it is that I swung at every pitch with Mickey, and then I started to be a little bit more patient, swing at better pitches, and would go up 1-0. Now we have George Brett coming up. I feel like this is a good spot for him to bat in the lineup. Right in the middle, 5 spot, we have a lot of good support around him. A lot of right-handed batters that hit lefties extremely well. If they go to a pinch hitter, I'm fine with it. And we have a lot of options we can go to on the bench. Maybe plug in Chipper Jones for George Brett. But there in Frank Thomas's first at-bat, he went with the slider low and away. I'll have to keep that in mind for the first pitch to start off that batter. I'm sure he's going to go back to that, and I'll be looking for it, potentially in the next inning here. We got to get 3 outs. We're facing kind of the heart of his lineup here. 3 of his better hitters, at least in my opinion. He's got Chipper Jones. His averages are much higher with a lot of these players. However, some of his cards, are brand new, and he hasn't really used them that much either. So this is pretty cool. We get a chance to see, how some of these cards will play against us. Luis Gonzalez already had a base hit. Some people said that he should have been ranked in the top 10. And I can agree with that. I can absolutely place him in the top 10. Just for me personally, his leg kick, I would probably swing late with him a lot of the time. But here with Adley Rutschman, his very first at-bat, he throws me a fastball low and away, and we hit that one perfectly. I really like Adley Rutschman's swing. And now I'm looking for that slider. Here we have Honus Wagner. First pitch, he goes with the slider, low and away, exactly what I'm looking for. We hit it perfectly, and Honus Wagner is probably the best 8-hitter you can put out there right now, or one of them. He's got great power, great contact, good speed. You can't really pitch around him because he can steal a bag. Here we have Mickey Mantle up at the plate, and I thought this one was going to be his first home run on the squad as well, but this is 1.8 feet outside the foul pole, and I swung at the curveball right in the dirt. Great debut from Mickey Mantle, 0 for 2 so far with a strikeout and a broken bat flare. We're facing his creative player, going with the fastball up and in. Opponent wasn't really on the fastballs or the sinkers. I noticed he was able to hit the pitch away a little bit better, so maybe he's a little late. Maybe he's starting his PCI on the left-hand side of the batter's box, or of the strike zone, I should say. Obviously, you don't want to start it in the left-handed or the right-handed batter's box. But here, Trey Turner's knocking a base hit, getting something going here with 2 outs. We got to try and settle in here with Walter Johnson. He's got great control on all of his pitches. However, when I was in the stretch, I didn't feel like I was able to locate with him as good. Even though I was only in the stretch for a few pitches there, I felt like those were very hittable pitches, mistake pitches that I left over the middle of the plate. I got a little lucky that the opponent missed those. But we were able to win that game. He turned off his PlayStation or something. The only thing that kind of sucks about that is the fact that Walter Johnson's energy is, completely drained now. However, he does have the unbreakable quirk, so he should be able to get back there out on the mound in the next 3.5 games. He might not have full energy depending on how much that dropped him by pitching, 3 or 4 innings. But it counts as like a complete game, so his energy is pretty much drained all the way down. And I think it will take maybe 3.5 games, and I want to use him again when he has full energy, so I'll probably wait that 4th game to get him back out there. But we have some other pitchers we can use. I'm going to be looking to unlock that Bob Gibson as well. But in that first game there facing him, I didn't think he was that deceptive. I probably would rank him below Walter Johnson and Bob Feller, even though I had him ranked higher than those guys. It's just tough to tell. It's really tough to tell. That was only the first time I faced him as well. But I thought the 42 Bob Gibson was pretty good, so I assumed that the Bob Gibson that we got as a 99 overall would also be extremely good. And I thought he was still pretty good, just not as deceptive as I was thinking. But that's going to do it for this video. 5 brand new debuts from Season 4, as well as George Brett, and peace out.